Yes, villagers, public school is about to start tomorrow, but whether you're in public school, private school, or charter school, these are 4 things that students need this year. If you want to find out if your view is represented among the 4, you are in the right place. If you're new to this channel, welcome to our village. If you're a returning villager, welcome as well. So, let's get into it. Welcome to Garden of the Mind, where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and improve our financial IQ every episode. We must believe more than we see. It's the beginning of the school year, so hopefully by this time you would have went and purchased notebooks, pads, book bags, and all of the things that your students may need to start school this year. But we're going to talk about 4 things you probably did not purchase for them, and I'm sure they would probably need just as much as the things that you did purchase. Tip number 1, encouragement. Most parents see their children for how far their children need to go. But usually if those are not our children, we see how far they've come. So what that perspective does is it gives parents a skewed view of how well their children are doing, because the parents always think about, oh, they could have done better here, they could have done better there. If they got an 80, they'll be talking about the 20% that they missed. But there might be other parents who might be looking at that 80 and saying, wow, that child is doing quite well. Parents need to encourage their children more. Focus on the 80% and not the 20%. Our children get their self-esteem from the parents. So whatever voice we are using to correct our children, later on after we are no longer there, this becomes their voice. This also becomes their self-esteem. So it's important for us to fill them with encouragement. Let them know that we believe that they can succeed. Now, if you've been negative to your child most of their life and then now decide to inject some positivity, that's going to come across as inauthentic, and your children may call you on it. And if they do, you can let them know that you are interested in doing something new for their success at this point, and continue to encourage them by being positive from this point moving forward. Tip number 2, a consistent schedule. Our children learn everything from us, so everything can and should be a teachable moment. So in terms of us teaching them how to manage their time, there is nothing better than us to work out with our child how to get this done. So instead of barking orders at them and telling them how much time that they have to do this particular chore, or how much time they have to eat, or what time they need to go to bed, give them all of the parameters and everything that needs to be done for that day and allow them to figure out when they would like to do it. That would give them choice, and it would give them more buy-in to their schedule, and you would be putting a new skill in their backpack. So for example, if they need to sleep for 8 hours, put 8 hours sleep. 1.5 hours to wake up and get dressed in the morning. Maybe an hour for lunch or dinner. All of those things put out there and give them an opportunity how they would like to divide their schedule. There's only 24 hours in a day, and most likely your child will divide up that day very similar to the way that you would divide it, but without you having to bug your child and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. Usually when our children hear us barking orders at us, they learn how to filter information and dilute your voice. And that can come to bite us when it comes time for us to inject some positivity or some other things. If they are filtering what we say, they're not getting the entire impact of our action. Tip number 3, a plant-based diet. In order for your child to have a plant-based diet, then that has to come from you. But once again, we're talking about a teachable moment. So bring your child with you to the big box stores, the grocery store, the farmer's market, the fruit stand, wherever it is that you get your plant-based foods from. Bring your child there and ask them what it is that they would like, so they would have more of an opportunity to eat it if they are a part of the decision-making capacity. But If we don't have plant-based foods in our house, it's very difficult for us to eat plant-based. Usually people eat by convenience. So whatever is around them, they're going to eat. So if you have junk food in the house, the children are going to eat junk food and you are going to eat junk food. But if you have fruits inside your home and you get hungry, then you can have a fruit. And most likely that is a sustainable thing if there is always fruits when a child is hungry as opposed to junk food. So make these subtle switches, but understand they have to come from you first. Tip number 4, validation. No person in this world is all bad and no person is all good. But if we focus on the characteristics that we deem to be desirable and ignore the characteristics that are less desirable, we'll find that the desirable characteristics grow while the smaller undesirable characteristics start to fade into the detail. So whatever you focus on grows. So if you focus on negative, then the negative is going to grow. But if you focus on the positive is going to grow. Find something to compliment your child about. Find some positive words to inject in their spirit before they leave the house. Talk about a good job that they've done. Even if they did not do the job that you wanted them to do, talk about their effort. Find something to compliment the child about. Give them a reason to feel good about being themselves. So it's better for us to make our child feel good about a little bit of things than make them feel bad over a lot of things. So choose your words very carefully. Think about what it is that you are saying to your child. Beyond everything, our children need consistency. That's what makes us feel safe when we know exactly what it is to expect. If children don't have consistency, then they don't have anything to rebel against. Understand, it is your job as a parent to create consistency and your child's job as a child to rebel against the very consistency that you have put down. But that doesn't make you adversaries, because that struggle and that friction that a child has against the consistency helps them to grow into wonderful people, because they get an opportunity to start making up their own mind about certain things. But more importantly, that consistency shows the child that they're cared about and that they are loved. So it's important for us to put forth that consistency, whether a child rebels against it or not. They certainly need it, and that's exactly what it is that they need in order for them to grow. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post, which is Wednesday, click on that notification bell. You get that ding on your phone, and you know that a new video is waiting for. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. I'll see you next week. Take care.